guys, Crazy Legs on our bike here. If you want to see the review of the Suzuki GSX650F,
Crazy Legs on a bike on the top of Woodhead. Look at that snow, absolutely freezing. I've come up here to do a quick review on this thing, the GSX650F from Suzuki. This is on a 57 plate, 9,000 miles, clean as anything. Not had it long, had it about 2 months. Just thought I'd give you a quick review. So I'll have a quick walk around and then we'll have a ride, and then I'll just sort of talk you through a few things. So it's quite a nice design. Looks a little bit like the GSXR. Doesn't go like the GSXR, but it looks like the GSXR a little bit, I think. It's got this tubular frame, which I think were designed as it's a bit of an entry level. I think when you've just passed your test. It's based on the Bandit, Suzuki Bandit 600, 650, I'm not sure. But it's faired up just to make it look a bit appealing. Very windy up here today. So, nice looking bike. Had it a couple of months. Let's just quickly talk you through it. So it's an inline 4 engine, hidden under there somewhere. Chain driven, as you can see. Brakes are quite good on it. Pretty decent brakes on it. It is a bit heavy. It's not too bad for me because I'm quite tall and a medium build, so it's not very heavy for me. Ride's okay. Well, saying that's a bit of an understatement. Ride's quite nice. When you go to the corners though, you have to throw it into the corners because it don't want to easily drop into a corner. But I suppose if you're dropping in a corner anyway at speed, you'll probably have something a bit faster than this. It's got 6 gears on it. Sometimes it feels like you want to give it some more, you know, like the engine's not giving it too much, but it is only a 650. I'm used to bigger bikes anyway, so that's probably just giving it a little bit of a discredit. But if you've just passed your test and you fancy a big bike, I would go for one of these because, like I say, they look nice. I've put an aftermarket exhaust on it, which is the Scorpion. I have got a Delvecchic as well, which I tried. The Delvecchic though was very, I don't know, it just sounded too screamy. So it sounded nice, but it sounded too screamy, and I just couldn't be doing with that because I've got some Vance and Hines big balls on my Kawasaki Cruiser. Okay, let's take it for a little spin then. I've got to take it quite easy today because it is absolutely freezing, and I've just come over the top there from this side, from behind me, and there was ice on the road, which I suppose it's going to be up here. So let's get it going then. So I mean, for me it does ride quite nice. It does ride quite nice. You know, when I jumped on this, the first thing I noticed about it was the handlebar position. It's quite upright, you know, but it does have a sporty feel to it, but it's quite upright. So and that big seat you've got on the back is really so comfortable. I've done a few miles on this, and it's just felt really nice. It's felt really nice. Just have to watch up here as well because there's a bit of gravel. So that's Woodhead over there. This drops down onto into Manchester. So, but we're just going to go the opposite way. I'm not going up there today because of this snow. The roads are a bit gritty, a bit dicey, so I am just taking it easy. But no, it sounds really nice, and it looks nice. It's a nice bike, you know. We've just had a quick look, and it's yeah, thank you. Yeah, I just had a quick look, and it does look quite a nice bike. And I suppose if you're just getting into big boy bikes, this is the one for you because it's phenomenally cheap. I mean, I've had a look on the internet and they're really cheap bikes to buy, and it's a Suzuki, you know. And I know this is aged a little bit now, it's a 57 plate, but who really goes out and buys a new motorbike? Realistically, you know, people like me and you, we don't really do it, do we? We're just like, you know, bike, at the end of the day it's a bike. It doesn't really matter what age it is, does it? Well, to me it doesn't anyway. So Just get out here before that lot come. Like I say, I'm just want to. There's a little light thing, that indicator that changes at 6,000 revs. You'll see it in a minute. There you go. Can you see that? So that's telling me to change gear. I've adjusted the setting to 6,000 revs because I think it looks alright to have it on 6,000 revs. You can actually you can change that setting. I can't really go into it at the minute now without showing you. So, but if you look on YouTube, there are videos on there that show you how to adjust it. It's like the gear. It's got gear. It tells you what gear you're in, which is a bonus as well. Like I say, if you've just, you know, so not for me so much now, because obviously you listen to the engine and that, but when you first start out riding, you know, you constantly probably, well I was anyway, probably looking down all the time and just saying, oh, what gear am I in? What gear am I in? You know, and it is a good thing to have. It's also got a fuel gauge on it. It's got like the bars on the fuel gauge. I don't know if you can see it there, just underneath the clock. But that's quite a handy tool as well to have, rather than you just riding along and then all of a sudden your light comes on, because, you know, how can you plan for fuel if that happens to you? I know normally they do go for quite a while, but yeah, I wouldn't want it to sort of, you know, I wouldn't want to sort of rely on that. I hate this junction. It's an alright junction, but I just hate it. I think there's quite a few smashes on it. You've just got to be careful when there is a stop sign there, but you've just got to watch these cars coming up the hill. So I mean, in the summer you get bikes as well. So I mean, look at this. See, it's like the acceleration. It's quite good. It's quite good, you know. It feels a little bit underpowered, but again, it's a 650. I've had bigger engine bikes. That's probably what it does to me. I suppose if you've only ever had 600s or whatever, you know, it's probably going to feel alright to you. But I wouldn't say it's a massive thing to write home about. It's oh, you have to excuse me. I'm trying to get rid of this man flu, and I was hoping just getting on the bike is just going to take my mind off it, which it is, I suppose. But it's just getting on my chest a little bit now, so I don't think I'll be out much longer. I think I'll be wrapped up with a bit of lemon. Not that I'm a girl or anything like that, but it's man flu. You know, it could kill me. I could die from it. Anyway, let's go back to this, what I was just talking about. So there was an opportunity there to overtake those three cars, but you know what? I'm not bothered about doing that. Not this time, not with this road surface. I would have done, and I would have done on this bike, and that's how much confidence I've got in the pull-off on this bike. Very windy up here, not that you can see it, but because this is a reasonably weighted bike, it's not throwing me around all over the place, which is quite good. So that's ticks the box. Wing mirrors are really good. They give you a really good range of what's behind you. You can actually get, which I think is just like a standard option for general motorbike wing mirrors, is like an extension plate that sort of puts the mirrors out a little bit more, but I think these are absolutely brilliant. I think if the bike fell over, they'd snap. They're not the thickest, they're not the greatest, but vibration, no vibration, so it's quite good. So that ticks the boxes. Windscreen, I quite like the windscreen. It's quite a nice windscreen. You know, it does the job. Because you're upright, you do feel like there's a lot on your shoulders and that. But I'm guessing you can get. I think you can get like an extension piece for the windscreen. For me, I'm not going to be spending money on this. This is purely just, I ride bikes for fun, not for pleasure. That sounded so wrong, didn't it? I ride bikes for pleasure and for fun, not for commuting. Does that sound better? I hope so. What a dick. Anyway, so I just ride this for pleasure and for fun. Just jump on the bike, stick a tenner in, off, see where it takes me, get back home. Oh, I think the tank capacity on this is something like 18 litres, which for me is quite good. I've been out for a couple of hours this morning, I topped it off and it's just dropped 1 bar on the fuel. and I was on a motorway. I did a bit on a motorway, so you know, I think that's really good. I think the economy is quite good. So if you want a cheap bike, you know, if you haven't got much money or you've just started out and you just want something decent and cheap and reliable, I would get one of these, because they tick every single box for me, every box. I'm really sorry if that sounds like quite bad down the microphone when I'm coughing, but I'm trying to hold it in, I just can't. So anyway, let's carry on, let's crack on. So just be careful what I said. I don't know if I'd mentioned this, but when you go into a bend, it's like it doesn't want to go into the bend. It's not hard. If you know what you're doing, it's alright, but you've just got to sort of like shift your body weight a bit more to get into that bend, but then you've got to remember and get it back out again, because it is a little bit heavy. It's like it's not the most agilest of bikes, or agile of bikes, so just bear that in mind when you're riding it. It's, for me, it's, you know, it's a nice bike. It's comfortable, it's practical. It could be a very good commuter. You can buy the gear for it, like the panniers and stuff. I've seen all that. Would I go on touring it personally? I don't know. I suppose it always depends on the distance. I don't see why not. I don't see why I wouldn't, to be fair. You know, it is a decent bike. When you're moving it around, when you sat down, my feet hit the floor pretty flat. So for me, and I've got 32-inch inside leg, so for me it's flat on the floor. You know, shorter guys may struggle a little bit, but just screw platforms to your feet, you'll be fine. But yeah, you've just got to just have a sit on it and stuff like that. I'm not sure if you can lower these. I think you can lower these. I think you can lower all bikes, I'm not sure, but you know, it might be worth looking into if you really like the bike and you just think it's a bit heavy, because you know, if a bike's a little bit heavy, which can be a little bit heavy to maneuver around, you know, when it's riding, it's fine, but when you're just pushing it around and whatnot, you know, you need to be flat on the floor really, because if you hit a camber in the road, you're gonna be off it. So just look out for that, but don't write it off. Please do not write it off. You've got to have a go at one. If you think about getting one, take it to the next level, have a ride on one, see if your mate's got one. Because for me personally, honestly, if I had discovered this when I first passed my test, and I wanted you know, a reasonable bike that wasn't going to cost me too much, because you know, there's a possibility I might come off it anyway. So I want something that's you can replace pots on easily. Just go for one of these. Just go for one. You cannot go wrong. You might like the upright, you know, position of like something like a Bandit and that, but this is based on that. This is based on that, and this is like this has got a very good upright position. For me, it's so comfy. I've got this, even my legs don't feel quite far back on it. I do feel like I could be on a Triumph Street Triple or something like that, you know, like sat upright. I could be on anything, but it looks like, you know, it's a fared bike, and it looks like, when you see it, it does look like a sports bike. I mean, I don't know if you can hear that engine, but it's so smooth. The gear change is so smooth. One thing for me as well, I mean, it's not got ABS brakes, but the brakes they're good. They're good. If you give it that right brake distribution, they're brilliant. You know, a lot of beginners tend to sort of like just grab on that front brake, which I've done. You know, we're probably all guilty of it. Snatch that front brake, front wheel goes, and you're down. I've done it. I did it in Germany. Hit a car head on. You know, it got me out of that habit pretty quick, I tell you. But as long as you get the brake distribution, and talking about braking, the engine braking on this bike is phenomenal. I mean, if I let go now, look, that's just wanting to slow me down straight away. I'm in 5th gear, just wants to slow me down straight away. It's really good, really good. If you can combine the two, the engine braking and the front and back brake distribution, you've got it nailed. And obviously give yourself plenty of room, because you don't want to go straight into the car in front of you. It's a good bike. It's a good bike. It's not a brand new bike, it's a good bike. Love the bike. I would certainly recommend one of these. If somebody says, look, I'm getting my first big board bike, what would you recommend? I would say, you know what, get the GSX650F. Right, I'm just going to go up here. See, straight up, look at this, you know, straight up. How smooth, That is so smooth. Drop back in, release off the accelerator, and it's bringing me straight back down, not have to touch brakes or anything like that. It just feels so nice. That was in 6th gear. That was in 6th gear. So it's got a good mid to range acceleration on this. Mid to range, if you're just driving commuter and stuff like that, is brilliant, because you know, you like that low range, you know, sports bike, your low range power gets you away. But if you're a beginner, you don't want that low range power, because all you're going to do is spin the back wheel, and you're probably going to take the front end up, or you're going to lose the back end, which I don't recommend. So this for me is, I keep going on about it, but it is a great bike. I've shown you the bike. It's probably the best colour. I'm not biased because I've got other bikes, and this is, like I say, just a bit of a play bike, so I'm not really bothered about it, to be fair. But I'm not going to give it a bad review, because it doesn't deserve a bad review. And I think, like I say, I think the colour is the best colour, but blue is my favourite colour anyway. Right, so I've lost my remote control for my camera, so it doesn't look very professional, because I'm going to have to pull in, and then you're going to see my big sausage fingers come up and have to turn the camera off. Anyway, that's another thing. So let's just get down to it. We're actually at, that's Fox Valley. Look, I'm on Stocksbridge bypass. Great bypass this, by the way. This is, you know, if you just sort of like, you know, just to flit up and down just to take a bike out, 'cause it tends to be gritted. You do get quite a bit of snow on here, but it does tend to be gritted quite amicably. Let's just open my visor again, because I'm starting to steam up. Just wipe, where's my camera? Just wipe the camera. But apart from it being really cold and really windy, it's actually a very nice day. My fingertips, I'm just starting to feel my fingertips now. Don't know if I mentioned, but I'm just going to get some Oxford heated grips on this. I've had them on other bikes, some Oxford heated grips. I think the version 8s are out. Very good, very good. So I am just going to come off in a minute, because I want to, probably had enough of me droning on. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'll give you a bit of an insight to my GSX650F. Don't know what I'm talking about, do I, obviously, but no, it's I like, look at this, straight up to 1860 in 6th gear, should I say. I'm going to drop it back now, because we've got cameras on here, so I've got to be careful. I'm not a racer. I like to throttle blip, you know, and it's great. I don't feel like it wants to rag me off the bike either. It's quite well evenly distributed, the power. It's nice, it's nice, and I'm really starting to like this bike. I can't wait till it gets a bit warmer and I can, you know, just have a bit of fun on it. Not the oh, I could have pulled in there, can I? But no. Got this turn off here anyway, so or do I carry on going? I might carry on going, actually. There's a lay-by further down, because if I turn left, I'm going to be on my way home. I don't want to go home. This is how much I quite actually like this bike. So, right, okay, so we're just going to pull out here, get around, it allows them to pull out. Back here we go. So it's nice. I love it. I absolutely love this bike. I don't know why I've not discovered one of these sooner. I've had all sorts. I've had, like, you know, I've had the big bikes, but I've gone for big bikes, like big engine bikes, like over 1000cc, because I just like, you know, it's not about the power, it's about, obviously, you know, because I like to do touring and stuff. I don't even know if I'd use this for touring. I don't know. It's a bit of a tough one, because I'd have to spend money on it to get panniers and stuff. Well, I probably wouldn't go. I'd probably just go for a top box and a bag. I've got a nice big 50-litre bag, which tends to do the trick. But I don't see why you wouldn't. It's a nice bike. It's a nice bike. God, that wind is absolutely piercing my fingers. I need to get some decent gloves, mate. I mean, these are warm gloves, but just on one of my fingertips, it's like it's my finger for picking my nose. I'm just not going to be able to pick my nose if I want to get off. Right, I'm going in here. This is where we need to go. I'm going to turn you off now, guys. So thanks for watching, really appreciate it. There's a couple of other videos on my vlogs, on my channel should I say. If you like it, then please subscribe. It's up to you. Probably didn't like it, so you know, but thanks for watching anyway. Much appreciated, and I look forward to your comments. Cheers.